No matter where you come from, no matter where you're going, here's a place where you can take comfort in the knowing that whether if you've come to stay a while or just passing through, this door is open to you. Come and let's be silent. Come and share a hug. Come, let's pray together. Come, love and be loved. From the blissed out to the turned out, from the pampered to the abused, this door is open to you. Come on in. Come on in. Come on in. Come on in. The God in us recognizes the God in you. The God in you. Whether you're black or white, gay or straight, Christian, Buddhist or Jew, this door is open to you. If there's some kind of trouble or pain you're going through, know that you are not alone and someone cares for you. As an individualization of divine point of view, this door is open to you. This door is open. This door right here, this door is open to you. Is open for you. This door is open to you. This door is open. I'm talking about this door. This door is open. I said this door is open to you. Come on in. Come on in. Come on in. Come on in. The God in us recognizes the God in you. The God in you. Whether you're black or white or gay or straight, Christian, Buddhist or Jew, this door is open to you.
Welcome to my morning, welcome to my day. I'm the one responsible, I made it just this way, to make myself some pictures and see what they might bring. I think I've done it perfectly, wouldn't change a thing. Na na na, na 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 na, na na na. Now welcome to my happiness. You know it makes me smile, and it pleases me to have you here for just a little while we open up some spaces and try to break the chains. And if the truth is told, they will never come again. Na na na, na 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 na. My evening, the closing of the day. You know, I could try a million times, never find a better way to tell you that I love you. And all the songs I play are to thank you for allowing me in the lovely day you've made. Welcome to my morning, welcome to my day. I'm the one responsible, I've made it just this way, to make myself some pictures and see what they might bring. I think I've done it perfectly, wouldn't change a thing. Na, 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 na. La, na, na. Na, na, na. Na, 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 na.
Thank you, Paul. And you may recognize that we have half of the Pete and Paul brothers. So I thank you. Pete left last night for a family emergency in Oklahoma. So we are surrounding him and his family in light and love and that presence and that knowing. And we welcome all of you this morning to Unity Spiritual Center of Portland as we gather with a commitment to opening ourselves to a larger story for humanity, to opening ourselves to the remembering, a cellular remembering of the truth of who we are and that we've come to be a part of that journey of spirit. We've come to be a part of the love and the life and the presence and the power. I'm Reverend Lisa Davis. I am senior minister here. My pronouns are she and her, and we are so happy to have you with us this morning. Do you know this idea? Joan Borisenko says, to hope is to create a sacred space, a space of possibility in which the goodness of the universe can express itself. So if you didn't come here this morning with an idea of hope or the possibility of opening ourselves to a sacred space, a space in which the universe can fill and can hold that larger picture for us, I just invite you to. It's pretty easy in today's times to shut down and to close our heart. And in just a moment, we're going to begin this service in prayer. And I believe one of the gifts we can do, you might call it resistance, is simply opening our hearts and living fully. The ability to remember who we are and that we're all a part of this sacred journey. We make our mornings, we make our days, and as we gather together in larger ways, we create a story for humanity that knows we're all one and that knows we're all a part of something larger and that every one of us has come to live this sacred journey. So I just invite you as we begin this service in prayer, and I want to just mention, we're not praying to a God out there. You get to decide what it is that you hold as this presence and power, this higher essence. For me, I see this essence not as a being up in the sky, but instead as a quantum field, an energy field that I know the core is love, and that every one of us has that opportunity to both know that love, know we were created by that love, and to allow it to live through us. So let's begin this service in prayer. And we just open saying, here I am, infinite spirit. We open our hearts, we open our minds, we open our very being to the love that is present within us, that desires to remind us of the truth of our being, that surrounds us and enfolds us and encourages us as we take the next step and the next step and the next step. And as we gather together, both in this space and our virtual family, we know that we are one humanity, a humanity that has come to live in love, as love. And we allow that knowing to encircle this country, all of the beings in this country, wherever they are, knowing that love will lead us home. Love will guide us to that place that we know and remember who we are. And for this opportunity to gather in this, to encircle the globe in this, and to remember this is the day of infinite love, we say thank you, thank you. And so it is. Amen. All right. And Beth is coming up to share some of the pieces.
Morning. Welcome on this last day of November. Can you believe it? I can't. But Christmas came over the weekend. Here we are. It's holiday season, right? Yes. And of course, I have to give a shout out to our wonderful coordinators, one who's with us this morning, one who's at home with her feet up, but Cher Gilbert and Dixie Junius. Yes. And all the other many hands who showed up to make that happen. And while we're on a thank you, and I don't know if she's in here or not, Kelly Bruce and her husband Mike Morrison created a wonderful Thanksgiving event here on Thursday. They hosted a beautiful dinner for us, and here she is coming in the door. Kelly, thank you. Yes. We had an absolutely beautiful time, so big thanks to all of you who came and brought food and shared in community. It was a beautiful afternoon. So Unity Spiritual Center of Portland is founded on affirmative prayer, and each week we have a prayer chaplain or two to pray with you following the service. This morning we have Sherry Lawrence. She's available for you this morning up front here. You're also welcome to submit a prayer request. Those are in the backs of your chairs and out on the lobby table. And after placing them in this box right here, they will hold that prayer for you for 30 days before sending it off to Silent Unity. They also create dial-a-prayer message each day. On the phone, you can call them up and get that midweek lift. And each Sunday, they support a guided meditation in the chapel, which everyone's welcome to attend. So as we're heading into the holidays, things are happening here. We have a flyer out on the lobby table that lists all of the holiday events that are coming up. Also, please refer to the website and the newsletter that you get each week. And if you're not getting that, please come and see me after the service and we'll take care of that for you. So yeah, I wanted to also say, okay, so this a week from this Wednesday, December the 10th, is our remembrance service. And if you've never been here for that, it's a way that we honor those who are no longer physically with us. Holidays can often be a difficult time when we're missing loved ones. And this is a way that we can heal together as a community and collectively listen and love and support each other in the feelings that we're having around the holidays. So you're invited to come, bring a picture or a memento of your loved one that we will place on an altar. So yes, we invite you to come and do that. And then the next event that's coming up would be our Ongoers Holiday Luncheon. This is happening on Friday, December the 12th, 11:30, right here at Unity of Portland. This 55-plus group, they usually go out to lunch each month, but at the holidays, we bring it all in here. We do it downstairs. We have a beautiful catered lunch with holiday fare and also a vegetarian option. It's just going to be a beautiful, beautiful day. There's a white elephant gift exchange afterwards, which is always a lot of fun. Lunch is $20 for the catered lunch. That includes everything. And there are sign-up registrations also on the website and in the newsletter. If you are not in the group, there was a group email that went out that has the registration link in it also. But again, if you don't know, if you're not sure about registering, or you don't know how to do that, or you're not sure, anyway, come and see Lori or I, and we will be happy to help you with that. She's here today as well. As we move further into the holidays, our candlelight services are happening. The first one is Friday, December the 19th. That's our early candlelight service. We realize people go out of town, or maybe they have other family obligations. So we have this early candlelight service. It's at 7 p.m., Friday, December the 19th. This is when we all, after the service, we carol our way down to Peacock Lane, and we have a wonderful group. We check out the lights, and then we all go to Barbara Bichelle's house for an open house. It's a wonderful time. So if that's something you're interested in, and we sure hope you join us this year, it's a lot of fun. And then, of course, our Christmas Eve candlelight happens at 5 p.m. on Christmas Eve. And that's so you can get home and get that cookies and milk out for Santa. So there will be childcare available for both of those services. As I mentioned earlier, there's flyers out on the table with all those on it if you're somebody who likes to see it in writing. Real quick, a little youth ed news. Wreath pickups today. If you ordered a wreath or garland, you can pick that up following the service. They're going to give you a little more information about that when they come in. And today's the 5th Sunday of the month. So Coffee and Connection is a lunch fundraiser. I saw somebody bringing in a whole cart of chicken. So there's a lot of fried chicken and baked chicken, and then there's all the sides that go with that. So do come, Be generous with your donations. We appreciate it. Think about what you might spend on a lunch out there in the world and help our kids get to camp. We appreciate it. They really appreciate it. We have a lot of mutual aid happening here at this time of year, and we'll be doing more of that as we move into the new year. Really important right now. Our community outreach is continuing to collect donations for their winter project, which supports local charities. Really in great need of our help this year. There's a flyer out on the table that lists all of the items that are needed. And if you're not a shopper, you can always go to the donate button, the pull-down menu. You can give a donation there, and they will do the shopping for you. And Alice wants me to mention the current events group, which meets on Thursdays. They are finishing up their civics book. They are turning to a mutual aid project of collecting food for here in our community. People in our actual spiritual community that are experiencing food insecurity, we have a little pantry downstairs that they are welcome to get food from. And then Alice keeps food out in the little library for people in the neighborhood, and we find that that's taken pretty often. So she's got a list. She has a list of the items that are needed. They're out on the What You Can Do table. They're also on the green bin over in the community outreach area. You can look there and see what you can bring in and donate and to help us out with that. All right, we appreciate it so much. It's really important right now. All right, so I told you a couple weeks ago, we're trying to get everybody moved from push pay to Breeze Online Giving. I told you I had a list. One lying. I have it. Somebody said this week, oh, are you going to put it up on a slide? No, I'm not going to do that to you. But we do want you to move over. If you're having trouble with it, Lori's here out at the desk to help you today, okay? She answers any question. People have called her during the week. She walks them through it. It's really super easy, but we do need everybody to do it. It's going to save us a lot of time, a lot of phone calls, a lot of energy. So help us out, folks. If you know you haven't moved your recurring giving over, this is the time. All right. If this is your first time with us, we welcome you. We're so glad you joined us at this kickoff of our holiday season. When you came in the door this morning, we trust you received a welcome packet. This has some goodies in it, some information about our community here. On the front, there's a red rose sticker. We'd love for you to peel that off, stick it to your clothing. If you didn't get a packet when you came in this morning, raise your hand. Our ushers have a handful of those. They'd love to put one in your hands if you didn't get one. And on the back, this yellow card will get you on our mailing list. That's very important this time of year. You're going to want to do this. If you don't want to fill it out by hand, there's a QR code you can use and register that way. We appreciate it on the back. There's some service opportunities. If you're interested in getting involved in the community, this is the way to do it. We appreciate that in advance. And as I said, we invite you downstairs for coffee and connection after the service today. It's going to be a great lunch, and you all are invited to join us. Have a great week. Thank you.
Who are here for the first time or you haven't been here in a long time. What we believe at Unity is that every one of us is on a spiritual path, a sacred journey, and that wherever we are, it's our opportunity to expand and evolve and grow as we move through this sacred time on our planet. If the words that you hear this morning, if they work for you, I would encourage you to become a part. Right now, it is so important for us to find a community that anchors us, that reminds us of who we are, and that supports us in moving forward. If the words don't work for you, I would encourage you to continue seeking. Find a place that says, we know who you are, and we love you, and we accept you, and we are walking this journey with you, because it is vital for us to remember that truth of our being and to move forward from it. So, welcome. In just a moment, we're going to sing, but first I wanted to share a little bit about Advent. We're going to light our first candle. In fact, Phoenix, you want to come up and light that? I would appreciate that. Thank you. Advent, anybody here celebrate Advent growing up in their childhood? Okay. What you may or may not be aware of, and wherever you come from, I just want you to know, Advent was created at about, I want to say, 350 BC, somewhere around there. But the actual practice of during the darkest times of the year, of adding light and remembering ideas and allowing something to move us forward was already present. It's kind of this eternal calling for humanity to know something more. And as we move into this holiday season, we may be celebrating what we call Advent. But if you look at all of the different traditions, whether it's with Hanukkah and the celebration of the lights there, or what this is called the season of light, all of it is adding light at the darkest times of the year. In this tradition, how Unity has always seen it is a spiritual way, how New Thought sees it. It's a spiritual opportunity to expand and to know something more for each of us and to support and move towards the birth of something more. Not just a birth that happened 2,000 years ago, but instead a birth that is literally the spiritual essence of who we are. And so this Sunday, we're looking at the idea of hope. Thank you, Phoenix, for well, it lit for a while. That's why we were playing with it. Anybody have any difficulties in keeping light on in their heart right now? I'm not even sure this one's going to stay on at all. I'm going to play with it. Next time we'll dig it out. So these are the new candles we got. And we may or may not have a candle. You know what I'm going to do? Erasmo, will you come play with this? And see whatever you'd like to do. Thank you. There you go. That's life. We start with one candle lit, and that candle represents the divine. The divine aspect of us gets to say, it's my turn to act or to move or to believe. Hope. And I'm talking about an intrinsic hope that comes not from outside of us when something happens, but the hope of humanity comes from within us. And this week, I just invite you to begin saying, what sacred space would hope create in my life? What am I being asked to birth this season? Because my intention for all of us is that we go deeper than we've been and we realize the love and the light and the presence that we are. So I invite you to just celebrate the hope that is in our hearts. And we're going to stand and sing. Thank you. I can't even tell you. We are going to sing I'm So Grateful. Oh, we're not doing that one. Okay. It's the wrong service. Never mind.
Love is but a song I sing. Fear's the way we die. You can make the mountains ring, hear angels cry. Though the bird is on the wing, need not know why. Come on, people now, smile on your brother. Everybody get together, try and love one another right now. Some may come and some may go, will surely pass. When the one who left us here comes for us at last, we are but a moment's sunlight fading in the grass. Come on, people now, smile on your brother. Everybody get together, try and love one another right now. If you hear the song I sing, you will understand. You hold the key to love and fear all in your trembling hand. Just one key unlocks them both. It's there at your command. Come on, people now, smile on your brother. Everybody get together, try and love one another right now. Come on, people now, smile on your brother. Everybody get together, try and love one another right now. Come on, people now, smile on your brother. Everybody get together, try and love one another right now. Right now, right now.
Thank you, Paul. Thank you, thank you. I just invite you all to turn to those around you with a handshake, with a namaste, with a welcome, and say, we welcome you to this light and this love. Sorry. See if it works. Thank you. I didn't have an answer. Right there, next to it. Thank you. I appreciate. Oops, I didn't turn off the mic. Well, I'll never get it there. Hello, beautiful. Oh, I'm so happy to get to hug you today. I broke. Okay, might as well stop. You ready? Okay. Well, let's just see if we can stop it. All right. We get the opportunity now to begin the idea of turning within. Anybody enjoying getting to say hello to each other? We'll see what happens. As we get to know each other, one of the great gifts of being a part of humanity is looking someone in the eyes and saying welcome. It is a piece that connects us, that reminds us we've all been a part of this sacred, sacred journey. And in just a moment, we're going to spend a little bit of time of meditation. So often we turn and in this space, we get the opportunity to say, hello, I see you. I believe in you. I hold space for you. As we move into just a short time of meditation, I would invite you to remember that the way that we hold that space and recognize that divine within is through prayer and meditation, especially in meditation, in silence, and sitting with these ideas and holding that space. And so as we make that move, as Paul moves into a song, I just invite you to begin to get quiet and to just breathe in the cellular remembering that we are enough.
Shadows are falling and I'm running out of breath. Keep me in your heart for a while. If I leave you, it doesn't mean I love you any less. Keep me in your heart for a while. When you get up in the morning and you see that crazy sun, keep me in your heart for a while. There's a train leaving nightly called when all is said and done. Keep me in your heart for a while. Sha-na-na-na-na-na-na-na-na-na-na. Keep me in your heart for a while. Sha-na-na-na-na-na-na-na-na-na-na. Keep me in your heart for a while. Sometimes when you're doing simple things around the house, maybe you'll think of me and smile. You know I'm tied to you like the buttons on your blouse. Keep me in your heart for a while. Hold me in your thoughts, take me to your dreams, touch me as I fall into view. When the winter comes, keep the fires lit, and I will be right next to you. Engine drivers heading north to Pleasant Stream, keep me in your heart for a while. These wheels keep turning, but they're running out of steam. Keep me in your heart for a while. Sha-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la. Keep me in your heart for a while. Sha-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la. Keep me in your heart for a while. Keep me in your heart for a while.
And as we relax our bodies, continuing to turn within and quiet our mind, we open to the movement of the infinite intelligence, that divine light that moves through us this day. I am that I am. With every breath, we relax further into that knowing that I am enough. I allow that awareness to move throughout my being. I am enough. And with each breath, I am enough expands within me as I rest in the silence, in the silence. I am that I am. Reminds me again and again, this presence and power of the infinite intelligence reminds me that I have all that I need in this moment to do all that is to be done by me this day. And for that willingness to know this about my being, about the divine life as me now, I simply say thank you, infinite spirit. And so it is. Amen.
Go first in the world, go forth with your fears. Remember, price must be paid. Be always too soon, be never too fast at the time when all bets must be laid. Beware of the darkness, be kind to your children. Remember the woman who waits, and the house you live in will never fall down if you pity the stranger who stands at your gate. When you're caught by the gale and you're full under sail, beware of the dangers below. And the song that you sing should not be too sad, and be sure not to sing it too slow. Be calm in the face of all common disgraces, and know what they're doing it for. And the house you live in will never fall down if you pity the stranger who stands at your door. Now when you're out on the road and feeling quite lost, consider the burden of fame. And he who is wise will not criticize when other men fail at the game. Beware of strange faces and dark dingy places, be careful while bending the law. And the house you live in will never fall down if you pity the stranger who stands at your door. Now when you're down in the dumps, not ready to deal, decide what it is that you need. Is it money or love? Is it learning to live? Or is it the mouths you must feed? Be known as a man who will always be candid on questions that do not relate. And the house you live in will never fall down if you pity the stranger who stands at your gate. The house you live in will never fall down if you pity the stranger who stands at your gate.
Thank you, Paul. I appreciate you. Oh, it is November 30th. I have always said that during this time of year, we are too blessed to be stressed. Anybody willing to agree with that one? I don't have any hands yet. Okay, we have one. Laura is willing to. What is this? Anybody feel a little bit of pressure right now? Do you think there might be a little bit of pressure? Do you know, life is offering us this, well, let's put it this way. Stress is an evolutionary driver. We are being offered a lot of opportunities, many opportunities to open to something larger within ourselves and to find that ability to walk the path, to even show up sometimes is what life is saying. Are you willing to do this? Are you willing to show up? Where are we? Today, here at Unity, we are both finishing our 6-week fall program, The Poisoned Arrow, which got put back some, I believe, because of our 100th anniversary. And we're also starting Advent. And so what I wrote down is, what are we going to talk about? I want to talk about, the end of this is letting go. The Poisoned Arrow, and Don Miguel Ruiz came in with the wisdom teachings out of Mexico. And he talked about the realization that fear is what's left. That's the poison that's left after we've been wounded. Anybody have any of that hanging around? There's a little bit, isn't there? And many times, years later, we find that we're living in certain ways and with certain boundaries and things that we don't do because of those fears and the way that we've told ourselves we don't have what we need to move through that. And so we're going to look at letting go and ending this part of the journey. And then we're going to look at the time that we're in, because I love the end of November. Anybody on a little bit of a gratitude high? Can you feel that? And then as we move into this time of these holidays, literally people move into opening their hearts a little bit easier and a little bit more. And of course, we are, because we're still in November, it has been Transgender Awareness Month, and we've been talking about what does that look like for beings who have experienced that. We've looked at some of the history, and that before the Stonewall riots, there were people saying in San Francisco, beings saying, enough of this. This isn't, you can't do this to us because of who we are. I think there's a little bit of learning right now going on in all of humanity to look at the pieces and the ways that we have both othered or been othered. And I have another question. Hopefully the questions will stop, although I can't guarantee it. But anybody ever been othered? Anybody in this space been othered? Some have. What would happen if we knew so strongly in our hearts who we were, that we knew the wholeness of who we were, and we had a teaching so strong that every other being around us had that same wholeness and that same essence within them, that when there's an othering going on, we could walk over and say, there is no other. As Valerie Kaur has said, there is no stranger. That's the journey that humankind is being asked to walk. And as we step into this time, I believe we're moving towards a birth. And often we've thought of a birth 2,000 years ago. But there is a beautiful, beautiful birth being asked of all of us right now. And it is the birth of not seeing an other, but instead finding out our part in that, finding out who we are, who every other being is, and finding a way to cross those lines and to find something more. And when we do, we realize that life allows us to expand and express and move forward in something more. This today, I want to end with Don Miguel Ruiz's last chapter on this whole journey of this essence that is within us, the fear, and how we overcome it. And he said, many times what we really need to move past of our fears is to call on something bigger than ourselves, whether that's God, the universe, or a huge stone carving of a feathered serpent, which is what he was talking about in Mexico at the base of one of the pyramids. And to say, here, take this, I can't carry it on my own. The moments in which we surrender are often the moments in which our deepest strengths are revealed to us. It's almost like the dragon turns to us and says, you were afraid of that, really? I can burn this thing up, no problem. And he said, when we let go of our psychological fears or burn them up with the dragon's breath, we redeem our own beauty, our own intelligence, and our incredible powers of creation. When we cast the poison arrow aside and see it for what it really is, we can finally say, forgive me, mind. I didn't know what I was doing. I used you as an instrument of my own enslavement. I used you to subjugate myself. You are now relieved of the duty of replaying my fears over and over again and of holding on to the past. With the poisoned arrow safely removed, we can instead tell our minds, I have an assignment for you. Will you be my ally? Will you be the instrument that allows me not just to navigate this world, but to see life as it is? Would you be the voice of unconditional love in my life? Would you help me grow in trust and in faith? What if we shifted from a belief that we were less than whole and that the world was out to get us regardless of what the appearances are? Because underneath all those appearances, in this evolution of the absolute, that's where the real work is happening, and it's happening now. And when you feel a tearing away and a wondering, feeling like I don't know how to function in this day, or we feel angry at what's happening, there's literally an underlying movement of spirit that is calling us forward right now. And we get to be the ones to say yes. Now, some days you might say, I can't get up out of the bed. But yes is just reminding yourself, I don't have to replay the fears that I've played for a lifetime, that I'm not enough for this, that I don't have what it takes, or that I don't have the answers. Instead, we get to open to something larger that begins to remind us we are enough. We are a movement of spirit that has come here at this space in time specifically for what's in our world. And that's not always what we want to think. That's not always what we want to believe. But instead, we get to open to something larger. You know, that's an interesting thing to do because our ego has been formed around old mindsets and old ways of othering, old ways of being, old ways of showing up. And many times we say, not me, because I believe every being is a creation of the infinite. But we were raised in this country. And so somewhere those pieces are still there. And part of my greatest desire for all of us is that we not only free ourselves from the fears that have held us back, but we are a part of freeing another by reaching out our hands, by opening our eyes, by seeing something larger than we have seen before. And the way we do that, which, by the way, we've been talking about the idea that we're in liminal times. We're in the in-between times. Has anybody felt that? We're in between what was and what is. And what I know is that our egos And I don't use that as completely bad. I don't believe we're here to annihilate our egos. I actually believe we evolve through that ego. But the old being has to fall away. And that actually feels like a death. If you have gone through a major change in your life, it feels like a death. And instead of running away, I believe what we can do is begin to say, wait a minute. I've let go of the old. I have all of the pieces now to reshape and reform, but it feels like a death. And if you're there right now, or you've been there, or you wonder, how do we go forward? It literally brings us down to a place where we can begin to build and to say, there's something more here. There's something in who I am, and the I am that I am was the name that Moses was given when Moses said, who shall I say sent me? You know, like, what's guiding me? What is this? And the name that was given for God is I am. And when we begin really realizing that presence and power, and God may not be your word, but that this presence of spirit is within us, then we get to create and shape our worlds from that place. And we get to know that everybody around us is created and shaped from that place. And we get to find ways to then live from something. But this, you know, I read something that I thought was so great. In New Thought, we know that life is always inviting us into a greater becoming. And liminal times become a spiritual classroom. We're in a spiritual classroom right now. We're both at the end of this year. We're moving into darker times. Anybody still surprised when it gets dark at like 4 something? And it's like, what's happening? I'm reading a book called How to Winter. And it talks about how to go through the dark parts of our lives, including when the time changes and it gets darker. And how to allow ourselves to just be in those spaces, knowing that it's a gift to reshape. Because the space in between what was in this country and what will be is a creative space. The space in your life between what has been, any old beliefs that you are willing to get rid of, that you've been working to get rid of, and the creation of those new, higher beliefs of the truth of your being is a creative space. So how do we create? How do we begin to hold something more, to find that way? Because letting go of our stories, sometimes, anybody ever run back, say, I am enough for this, and then as soon as something happens, we grab the old thought? I can't do this, what was I thinking? We hear our mother's voices, our dad's voices, somebody's voice. What Don Miguel Ruiz said is, enough. Look in the eye of the dragon and say, no more. And then hold on, whether we see it or not. A liminal space, and of course, I had it described to me as there's tile here and there's tile here, and it's the grout in between. And sometimes it's dried and sometimes it's not. Sometimes it's a little cavernous, and we feel like we've walked into a hole. But all of it reveals our attachments, it reveals our old story, and it's a classroom for moving it through. So when we do that, we find something more. And the first thing we're asked to hold, and in this Advent season, and I want to go over, in Unity and in New Thought, we look at the Bible as a metaphysical, it's a spiritual story, actually, of consciousness, of the rising of consciousness in humanity. Now, that's a very long class to go through all the different pieces and how and all of that. But along with Carl Jung, Charles Fillmore, long before there was any of the Jungian language, he talked about these spiritual stories and the story of Christmas, which, by the way, is not from either of those Gospels. It's the story that humanity created. In every culture, there are these sacred stories, and they can teach us. And we are a part of all of them. So that means that as we look at these ideas, we can find ourselves in the story and ask for that birth to happen in our hearts. So you may have grown up in a tradition that says you need this, you have to, this birth happened 2,000 years ago, and we have to worship that birth. My invitation is to say, what wants to be born in me today? Something that can't be imagined often, that I can't tie into, and I can't see any way of it happening. Anybody have any of those? Anybody? I believe we all do. And for the first time that I've noticed it, it's not just for ourselves. It is for ourselves and all of humanity. That evolutionary driver has made us say, wait a minute, it's not enough to evolve myself. I need to reach out and be a part of something larger. And that is moving forward. That's going from that old idea. And so the story, and I often work with a book, The Trip to Bethlehem, which is, it was a Unity minister. She was the Bible teacher, and she was hard. She was in when my mother was there, and every student was afraid of her. Hypatia Hasbrook. And they just, you got grilled on how you looked, how you presented. That was in the 70s. That was where it was. But she also said, this Christmas story is our story. And the Christmas story starts long before Mary is visited by an angel. It starts 6 to 9 months before, when Elizabeth is, and Zechariah goes into the temple. And they get to hold a space for something that doesn't make any sense. And they have to hold that space. In fact, I don't know if Gabriel didn't think that Zechariah was capable of that, because he couldn't speak until John was born. John the Baptist was born. But he couldn't speak until then. And I thought sometimes that's about where we are, because there's something that's asking to be born. And when we are willing to hold hope, we actually create a sacred space that the universe will begin filling. In quantum physics, we realize that the universe responds according to our belief. And changing a belief takes practice, and it takes diligence, and it takes a holding. There's a book that we've worked with. In fact, I think we started in 2016. That might have some significance to you. It's called Intrinsic Hope, Living Courageously in Troubled Times. And Katie Davis she has her doctorate in philosophy and master's in several other things, but she spent much of her life studying hope. And she finally said there's 2 different types of hope. There's extrinsic hope, where we hope that it shows up out there and then we'll have hope. And some of us are there. And she said, and then there is intrinsic hope, that we hold in our hearts whether or not we see anything that we want to express or happen. And we are required, she believes, to hold that intrinsic hope even when we can't see those answers. And she said, hope is the presentiment that imagination is more real and reality is less real than it looks. It is the hunch that the overwhelming brutality of facts that oppress and repress us is not the last word. It is the suspicion that reality is more complex than the realists want us to believe, that the frontiers of the possible are not determined by the limits of the actual. And in a miraculous and unexplained way, life is opening up creative events which will open the way to freedom and resurrection. But the 2, suffering and hope, must live from each other. Suffering without hope produces resentment and despair, but hope without suffering creates illusions, and she says drunkenness, which is an interesting thing. I don't believe we have to suffer, but I do believe we're in the middle of it. because we haven't let go and we haven't reshaped who we are. But I want to just share a little bit of her. She's a Quaker and a Buddhist. And she said, I propose the idea of intrinsic hope. Intrinsic hope is different from that conventional hope because it's not based on the expectation that life will give us what we hope for. Instead, intrinsic hope is a deep, abiding trust in whatever happens and in the human capacity to respond to it positively. It accepts life just as it is and works with it, whether or not it's what we want. As one of my students said, it's about making the best of any situation and never, ever giving up. In contrast, conventional hope, and that's extrinsic hope, is based on the naive expectation that life will give us whatever we hope for. Intrinsic hope is not something we need to find or create because it is already inside of us. It must become a practice, and it must become a presence. It's inherent in all life. We may not experience it much in everyday life because our extrinsic hopes are so strong, but it is still there, and we can uncover it and nurture it whenever we want. And the first part of that, she said, is to realize what it is we'd like to hold. We get to name what's there. I don't want to be in this space with this and this and this, but the truth is that's where we are. And we're there with the innate ability to grow and expand and allow something larger to be birthed. And it is already within us. So our job is to begin holding, I call it sacred space. We're holding a spiritual mindset. We're holding an energy field around something that creates larger than we can imagine, that begins to remind us not only of who we are, and every one of us in this room, every one of us in our virtual family, everyone on this planet is an infinite creation of spirit. We may have been told every other kind of thing, but we are whole, infinite, and complete just as we are. And beginning to hold space, not just to know it for ourselves, but we get to reach out and touch the beings around us and know who they are. Every one of us has come to know a larger story. And for some reason, all of us alive right now said yes to creating a larger human story. And if we've thought we were the other, or we've ever been othered, I believe it's a gift. And for those of us who have never experienced it, I believe now is the time to experience it. To say, where is there othering happening that I didn't know? Because the intrinsic hope in us, when we hold a space, and I would invite each of you this holiday season to hold a space for yourself and for all of humanity, that we know we are one. We are created whole. We are created infinite life and light. And that we have come to heal with a story that reminds us we're all loved. Thank you. You know, part of that journey, as we get ready to receive our tithes and our love offerings, and we get ready to, Suzanne, you're supposed to come up now. So this is our board president, Suzanne Mulcahy. I'm so grateful for her and all that she does here at Unity Spiritual Center of Portland. Today, she is also our service coordinator, so she's been in the back there, but I just invite you up here.
Thank you. I wanted to just express my gratitude. It's because of your generosity that we've been able to continue giving our spiritual gifts and being here with each other. And I'd like to share with you some of the accomplishments that we've had this year. We've had many inspiring classes and spirit groups. We've been able to maintain our beautiful church and gardens. We've served over 2,000 bag lunches to our local community. And we were honored to have Don McGill Ruiz Jr. as our guest speaker. And it's with sincere appreciation for Lori Lancaster, one of our board members, that is bringing us in, or further into the 21st century. She's given us a new website and our internal operating systems. Thank you, Lori. And this year, all of your board members went to the Unity Northwest Regional Conference. And I think we were probably the only board that had its entire team there. So thank you. And we also had, this year was really wonderful because we celebrated our 100th anniversary. And all the projects and everything we did was led by Cher Gilbert, another one of our board members, and I'd love her to share the highlights of what this year has been.
Thank you, Suzanne. Okay, so I had to make notes for this one. All right, I'm going to step right up here. Okay, so this year was kind of a marathon, only with better snacks and more committee meetings. And yet, through it all, we created something truly sacred. We marked a century of faith, community, and service. We accomplished 4 major milestones, and to be honest, each one deserved its own miracle. First, we honored our history, a century of prayers, singing, inspiration, potlucks, and showing up for one another in ways big and small. Reverend Lisa introduced you to some of the past ministers and key leadership over several Sundays. Alice, Johnny, and Jan researched the archives to provide this information and made storyboards that are still hanging in the stairwell. Second, we created a homecoming. During this event, we invited all our community members from the past for a chicken dinner. This strengthened our ministries and outreach programs, proving that this congregation isn't just surviving, it's thriving. Third, we imagined life in 1925 by creating the Roaring Twenties Gala. Our community hall was recreated into a sparkling speakeasy. It was a night of elegant joy, celebrated with music and dancing and a fabulous gourmet dinner. And fourth, we deepened our spiritual life together by hosting a catered lunch for everyone, and that was provided by our neighbor, Savakli Thai. And we began the process of creating our heartfelt thoughts for our time capsule. None of this wouldn't have happened without approximately 30 hardworking volunteers who dedicated time and their spirit to come up with at least 1,660 ideas of how we should celebrate. Of course, we narrowed that down to 4. They worked timelessly behind the scenes. They brainstormed, decorated, cleaned, lifted, moved chairs, climbed ladders, emailed, prayed, ordered stuff, moved more chairs, and prayed some more. And somehow, they all still managed to smile and to bring joy to each other. They were the hands and feet of Spirit all year long. And the caffeine helped too. Special thanks to those who donated money and who purchased the gala tickets. We created all of these events within budget and had a little bit to spare left over. I know Don and Jim, who look out for our bottom line, have big smiles on their faces right now. All of this taught me that this community can accomplish extraordinary things when we say yes to each other, to service and to the divine. As we step toward our next chapter, may we carry the joy of this centennial year with us, with pride and gratitude and unity, and the sense that spirit is what keeps us together every step of the way. Thank you all.
Thank you so much, Cher. And just to show you what a true leader she is, when we were having the gala, the wait staff was getting behind schedule. And like a true leader, she organized some of us to help wait on the tables. She was the first one that did it, but thank you for everything you've done. We now are launching into our holiday giving campaign. And when you receive your emails next week, I'd like you to consider that money is the energy that fuels the outcome and directions of what you truly value. When you invest your resources in this community center, this beautiful spiritual center, I want you to realize you're not only paying for the building and the staff, but more importantly, you're investing in each other, our spiritual growth, and how we are coming alive. It is through the exploration and expansion of this growth that we discover who we really are, our gifts and talents, and what we can bring to the world. Now, this is our special gifts, like our unique gifts, our skills and talents, and our intrinsic gifts, the gifts from the heart, like kindness and compassion. And when we really give these gifts, we expand ourselves and we find our humanity. And it's this humanity that can truly make a difference in our world. I have a quote that I really love. It's from Margaret Mead, and it's, "Never doubt that a small group of committed citizens can change the world. Indeed, it's the only thing that ever has." Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. I'll take that. All right, and we have the opportunity now to receive our tithes, our love offerings. There are several different ways to give. Many of you are on automatic giving, and I just invite you to hold that space, that what we're doing here is holding a space for an economy in which every being has enough, in that flow and that give and that movement. And we're going to say we're going to hold firm our blessing together. Divine love as me blesses and multiplies all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive. And so it is.
God bless and keep you always. May your wishes all come true. May you always do for others and let others do for you. May you build a ladder to the stars and climb on every rung, and may you stay grow up to be righteous. May you grow up to be true. May you always know the truth and see the lights surrounding you. May you always be courageous. Stand upright and be strong. And may you stay forever your hands always be busy. May your feet always be swift. May you have a strong foundation when the winds of change shift. May your heart always be joyful. May your song always be sung. And may you stay forever young. Forever young. Forever young. May you stay forever young.
Thank you, Paul. I appreciate that. In just a moment, we're going to sing our youth in. I want to welcome, I'm going to do this, David, but thank you. Would you stand up for a moment? This is Dr. Reverend David Alexander. He's here just visiting with us and being with us. He is a New Thought minister. You can find him on Substack, and he is looking at the spiritual journey of Advent right now. What are you calling that? Between Two Worlds. Okay. That's right where it is. In just a moment, we're going to sing our youth in. Many times we've thought, oh, they're just kids over there. We live in a universe of energy, and that energy is love. And so I'm inviting you to take the love that is in your heart, to allow it to fill this entryway into which they walk with love so that their hearts just instantly know, oh, yes, I remember who I am. I know that light. I know that love. And so I just invite you, as we sing our youth in, to allow them to be encircled in the love that they are. Okay.
One with the earth, with the sky, one with everything in life. I believe that we'll start with conviction of the heart. One with earth, one with the sky, one with everything in life. I believe that we'll start with conviction of the heart.
Liv, where are you going to go with your body? You're right in front of it. Come over here. Yeah. Sure, go ahead.
And we have them for you. It's a wonderful way to just stay in that sacred remembrance of who we are and what we're here to hold. Those will be out. You can get one as you leave today. All right, Barbara.
Okay, well, this is our first Sunday of our Christmas season, and our theme for the next couple weeks is the season of stars. And so I will be working with the kids to discover inside themselves what makes their light shine and how are they stars. And so that's what we'll be working on for the rest of the season, and Camilla will tell you a little bit more about what we did today. Okay. So that's one of the things that we did today, and then we also introduced our first word for the season, which was faith, and they had faith stories to tell. Does anybody want to tell their faith story? No? They turned on me. We had it all set up. So anyway, we talked about faith and what that meant to them, and they had some wonderful stories about how faith had been demonstrated within them. Okay, and then somewhere.
Oh, do y'all want to share?
You want to share what you did?
There's a lot of you.
Everyone is excited to talk today. Sahel, we'd love to hear from you.
Okay, well, none of them want to share, but what we are doing today is the wreath pickup. So if you ordered a wreath, we YOUers will be outside by the shed in the back, like by the garden, handing out wreaths. So we'd really appreciate if you pick them up right after service, because we'll be right out there, and we'll be there until 1, I believe. And also, today is our connection hour, so that is our fundraiser to fundraise so that we can go to camp. It really, really benefits us, and I'm the Regi rep, and I really appreciate when all of us can go to camp, because that means my event is full, and we get to hang out and build a community together and build lifelong friendships. So it really means a lot to us when you come support, and it's always love offering. So give what your heart thinks you need to give. Yeah.
Okay. Taco, you want to come up? All right, thank you, Aurora. It's wonderful to have you with us today. There's one more thing I want to do. Taco, do you want to come up and share your medal? Taco won a medal and a Good Citizen, Good Sportsmanship Award at the Special Olympics this weekend. Yes. Well, oh,
Yeah, my team was the A team, so we weren't quite unified, but the team that got gold was not even in a qualification round, but they still had to play us, so we got beat. Everybody on the other teams that we beat, they slaughtered them, and they slaughtered us too. So basically, it was unfair for them because they couldn't go against their region, like their higher up, but it's because they didn't have unified partners, which some people don't understand. Unified partners means high school teams coming in and joining in with the Special Olympics groups. So yeah, schools do help out a lot, and when you're a unified team, usually the teams that get volunteered from them are really, really good.
yeah,
And
they
have
are.
great-
They were good,
great
weren't they?
footwork.
Yes.
So,
What was the team that won? We were
Oh.
what level did you win?
I got second place,
They got-
and yeah,
So thank you, here.
and we had 4 other teammates.
Yeah.
Basically,
And
4 other
the team
But
they
you were
played
there.
was
You
the
were
team
part of
that's
it.
going to the National Special Olympics in Minnesota next year. And they didn't have a category for them, and congratulations. Our team also got the Good Sportsmanship Award. So thank you. All right, and we get to hold that space by anchoring peace on earth. And I just invite you to stand if you'd like to join hands, to just know we're all a part of holding that space for something larger.
Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me. Let there be peace on earth.
All right, let there be peace on earth and let it begin with me. We are going to close with our unity prayer, and then we're going to sing all these kids out so they can get down the stairs before we do. So we're going to close with the light of God surrounds us. I am the light of God. The love of God enfolds us. I am the love of God. The power of God protects us. I am the power of God. The presence of God watches over us. I am the presence of God. Wherever we are, God is, and all is well. And our kids make it firm. We're going to sing them out. Have a love-filled week.